Hey guys, Mustang here bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today I'm continuing on with, obviously being a global player, being new to this event. We are putting some of these teams through their paces by going through the Goku and Frieza event with some of the teams that have been either the major or some of the major teams of the meta for this year. So of course we're going to be looking at the TEQ Saiyan Day Vegeta team. So it's mostly Vegeta family with the Super Saiyan. We've got the Goku and Vegeta that fuse into Super Gogeta, and we're going to see how we get on with this team build. Now I wanted to try out the Xeno Super Saiyan Vegeta in this event with his EZA, but obviously we have to be very careful when it comes to the final phase, sorry, not the final phase, the third phase versus Frieza and 17, because obviously we can't dodge, and he only has guard on his first turn, so we have to try and make sure we've built up a decent amount of defense, and of course ideally, if possible, get lucky, get a slot where there's no attacks. But what we'll be trying to do while we're keeping him on rotation here is it lowers the chances of him getting locked in slot 1 if he gets floated against TEQ 17. Because ideally what we will do is float him off against TEQ 17 and then ideally be able to finish off Frieza and 17 in 2 turns so that he never actually has to be on rotation with them. So obviously RNG is going to play a bit of a factor. He needs to get as many super attacks as possible on this turn, and then ideally on his next turn against the TEQ 17. So that we can get those stacks, get the build up for him, and then ideally, we got the best case scenario turn, we got 4 supers. Ideally, he can tank at least 1 like normal from Frieza and 17 if he has to. And I say tank, it's probably not going to be double digit damage, but obviously however much it is so that we don't die is what ideally what we'll be looking for, right? And of course, if he does end up selling for us, then we'll take him off the team and run it back with somebody else. I am really intrigued to see how good the King Vegeta would be on this team setup. Is he locked you in slot 1? That's annoying. Because obviously against Goku and Frieza, he's got type advantage. So he could actually still do relatively well. This Vegeta being locked in slot 1 is really bad, especially if he does actually super in slot 1. So, which of course he did. So how much damage are we taking from this? Potentially quite a bit. Yeah, quite a bit. Okay, so we've got a slightly different start here. We don't have Xeno Vegeta on turn 1, which ideally you probably do want, right? Because we want him to get as much build up as possible before that final phase. But he's on turn 2, which hopefully won't be too bad. Obviously we'll have to see, because the problem I find with this event especially is that the locking and stuff, the real annoyances start to come in from the second phase. But the first phase here against Gohan and Frieza, they don't have like tons of HP, so you can get through this phase like fairly quickly, and often in 1 turn depending on your team setup. So of course it doesn't help when, the units on the first turn, the big gun units are getting like multiple additional supers with crits and everything, but we should hopefully get at least 1 more turn here. The problem with trying to get the build up for Xeno Vegeta as well is the fact that he's not really a slot 1 unit, which means that somebody else then also still has to go first before he gets to attack. But we'll see how we get on here. TEQ Vegeta not getting crits is obviously actually good for us here, so we can get some build up. It'll be interesting to see if we can get to a point where like TEQ Vegeta, will he actually be able to do damage to Goku and Frieza? Because obviously at the moment with the attack stats that we have, the answer is no. Obviously once we transform we get a little bit of extra power as well. If he gets hit first, then of course he has the action break, but not as useful in this kind of event, right? Because we know that Goku and Frieza always super attack in slot 1, so it depends how much he gets stacked up, whether he would even be able to tank that attack in slot 1. When they're above the 50% HP, he probably should be fine. But yeah, I guess we'll see. So Goku and Vegeta should finish off Gohan and Frieza here. So yeah, we are going to be going into 17. This is awkward because depending on where Scout or Vegeta... Oh, really? But this is why I hate rotation locking. Like, you just see in like real time how it just absolutely ruins like these runs, because you need 3 orbs with King Vegeta to get some damage reduction, or 3 AGL orbs to get extra damage reduction. And look at this, he's locked in slot 1, so there's literally nothing I can do. So that's going to be another GG. Unless we get like my full dodge build King Vegeta, if the dodge comes in clutch, which it did not. 764k from 1 normal. Good old rotation locking, eh? Okay, so in a case of unheard of RNG, not only did we get Xeno Vegeta locked in slot 3, which is where we want him to be so we can float him off, we also have no attacks in the middle here, so we don't have to worry about King Vegeta at all. On this run, Xeno Vegeta was on turn 1, so he did get a couple of attacks off. He's going to get a few more off here whilst also having type advantage, so even if 17 doesn't super until the very end, he should be fine. And yeah, we don't have to worry about King Vegeta. I'm really intrigued to see how well King Vegeta will tank against Frieza and 17, because King Vegeta was up there definitely as one of the best banner units that's released during the year. Post super attack, like with a Vegeta on rotation, so he's getting all of his stats and everything. He does have like really high defense and obviously has damage reduction. I mean, for a support unit to be doing all of that, he still hits almost like a 10 mil on this rotation with the support from Xeno Vegeta. Like, he's just a really good all-around like package for a support unit. So hopefully he'll be able to do okay against Frieza and Goku at the end with the type advantage. But Frieza and 17 is going to be the tricky one. So here we go, getting the transformation for the TEQ Vegeta. I think I floated him off on the first turn. Shout out to our boy Skill Issue Minato, who says you can't get his transformation half the time. Him being locked in slot 2 is annoying because I don't really want to float off the Martian Vegeta, but we do also need to get stacks for TEQ Vegeta, and then you're stuck in the middle anyway, so I guess we do this, and then we can get our orbs for you. So we can do a very decent amount of damage this turn, even with in Blue Evolution Vegeta only getting the 12 key super. Obviously if he gets any additionals, they're guaranteed crits, and then we know Martian Vegeta is going to do a decent bit of damage. And of course TEQ Vegeta, depends how many supers he gets. I think he was the one, yeah, because he was the one that was on turn 2. He didn't actually get to super. I wanted Blue Evolution Vegeta to take some hits in slot 1 to start building up towards his standby, and then he killed the Gohan and Frieza with multiple additional supers. So we didn't really get any stacks with him. So then we take 300k on the super from 17. Oof. TEQ Vegeta was so good when he came out for Saiyan Day. He has certainly aged a little bit, especially in this scenario, his worst case scenario, where that was him basically without any stacks, right? Because he didn't get to do any supers on his first turn. So that is something that is gonna come up every now and then, which is a little bit awkward. We want to try and, if possible, yeah, so I was gonna say ideally we don't want to kill here, because now we're going to get into the situation where we've got the Goku and Vegeta on this rotation, but we can't fuse with them. I mean, we can see if we could pick up the AGL orbs first, then it would be fine. But what does Vegeta have defense wise? 853k. Yeah, he's not going to heal enough from one TEQ orb. The only thing we could do, I mean, how well would you really do here? Because if we did this, like, we could definitely get the fusion, and then we get to see where the super attack is as well. It's definitely a risky strat here, but if we do that, that doesn't heal enough. But will this heal us to above 70? I don't know if it will, that's the problem, so I kind of don't want to do it. Like, these guys in base are probably still better here than the King Vegeta, I think, which is annoying, but at least it means we could get the fusion for them on the next turn that they're on. Yeah, I'm not sure that's quite... Would that have been just about enough, maybe, if we'd put him in slot 2? Although some of the orbs dropped, so we got some extra AGL orbs, so I'm not sure. But yeah, since we can't dodge on this turn, ideally we just need Vegeta to do multiple supers, and then for him to be the one that gets supered by Frieza and 17 here, because I don't know how much Goku and Vegeta would actually take, even if they do get a couple of supers off. But of course, he doesn't get supered, so let's see. I mean, this is the reason why. I'm not sure the orders that the videos are going to go up in, but I'm putting out a top 10 LR tier list today, and this is one of the reasons why I don't put the TEQ Goku and Vegeta / Super Gogeta at number 1, right? Because here we are unable to fuse with them on turn 4, and what's going to happen here now in this Goku and Frieza fight? Like, are they going to get killed here by Frieza and 17? We'll see. I mean, they might not super, but if they super here, how much damage are we going to take? Like, is this going to be GG? Obviously, it's double-digit damage from normals, which is all good. And then here's the super. Yeah, chance. Typical, we can't get a turn where we don't get a super. So how much is this going to do? 173k. I mean, that is actually still very good because they do over a 2 million damage super attack. The problem is, by taking that much damage, we're now in a situation again where unless we get a massive heal on this turn, then we aren't going to be able to fuse with them on the next turn. So, and Vegeta's not built up enough to have his revival yet. I think this is potentially GG. What's your defense now? 689k. Yeah, I don't think that's high enough. Let me get up the let me get up their stats here and see what the how much damage they're actually doing with their normals. It's quite a lot. Where are we looking? Universe Survival Saga, Blue Zone, Goku and Frieza, and then Frieza and 17. Yeah, their normals do 920k, and then bear in mind they've got type advantage, which is it 1.5? So it'd be like, as in modifier, so it's going to be like 1.3 million they do, which means they would do like 700k damage to him with a normal. Obviously he's going to get some more defense from supering again, but yeah, I think we're probably donezo here. I mean, if we use your active skill, does it really make any difference? Just does mega colossal damage to all enemies. No, I mean, ideally we probably are just saving it for the end, right? For Goku and Frieza. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we just get clapped here now. And the problem is, obviously, if we were on high enough HP on the previous turn, we fuse into Gogeta, we get a Scouter, we get the full heal, we do a lot more damage, and then maybe we'd be in a situation where with TEQ Vegeta in slot 1, and then maybe Int Blue Evolution Vegeta in slot 2, we could kill Frieza and 17 before they attack Xeno Vegeta. But I think Xeno Vegeta would probably have to get what? He'd have to get like the triple super turn here or something to stand a chance of being able to tank these normals like relatively well. But yeah, he did 2 supers, 729k. Oof. Alright, so I think we probably sub him out at this point. Okay, so we're just about to get back to Frieza and 17 here again. Pretty awkward RNG on this run with one of the TEQ Vegetas got locked in slot 3 on the previous turn, and then someone else got locked in slot 3 on this turn, because normally what you'd want to do in that scenario is float off the other Vegeta so we don't end up with a double Vegeta rotation. But obviously we are not going to be able to do that here. We did get to see on the, well, I got to see, obviously, we did get to see on the previous turn, King Vegeta post super does tank the normal attacks from TEQ 17 for double digit damage. Obviously TEQ 17 isn't the craziest damage dealing unit, but he does 600k with his normals, so you bear in mind that plus type disadvantage. He actually did really well. Also, strange considering, so we're actually not going to get supered on this turn. Interesting. Frieza and 17 do 920k. How much does Vegeta take with his... He's actually going to take a decent bit of damage if he gets hit here, isn't he? Maybe I should float him off, because then when if we do get a turn where he comes back against Frieza and 17, he is actually going to have his... revival, because we're not going to kill him on this turn. But the problem is, remember that because he doesn't have guard after the first turn, he he's just got his raw defense and type disadvantage in this situation. He does greatly raise defense on both of his super attacks though, so if we put him in slot 3 he should be fine. Gogeta obviously got the damage reduction. King Vegeta will keep him here for that bit of support. Just because I do also still want to see, like I say, how well he does against Goku and Frieza. So with the extra bit of support and then getting to super first, Blue Evolution Gogeta should be able to tank at the end. We know he's not supering. Typical that on this situation, we actually finally get, like, to this point, we got the Scouter for Frieza and 17. This is the first turn of doing these attempts where Frieza and 17 haven't supered in this first turn. And it's the turn we get the Scouter. So the turn we're best equipped for being able to negate or at least work around their super attack is the turn where they're not going to super. So Gogeta going to go off here and do his thing. Obviously he hasn't got a ton of links active with the King Vegeta, so it's not like his craziest setup or performance here or anything, but King Vegeta obviously has a Vegeta with him, so still looks okay. You know, not doing the craziest damage or anything, but Blue Evolution Vegeta, thanks to that extra support, 20 million attack stat here. And then of course remember any additionals are crits as well. So we're looking pretty good here for doing some solid damage, and then hopefully should be tanking pretty well because we've greatly raised our defense twice, and there's the third one. So he should now tank all these normal attacks for double digits. I think he took 3 attacks earlier on, so yeah, they're attacking, what is it, 4 times? Is it 5? It is 5 times in slot 3. So yeah, he's going to be he's going to have his revival fully built up. Not sure if we will get a chance to use it now though, because obviously we're going to be having to float him off here. Wow, they're supering in slot 3. Wow. After all of those attempts, they then go ahead and give us like the easiest run possible. So I guess we're probably not going to see the other Vegeta again. So we might have to float him off. The only problem is, are we actually going to kill here? Because my one has the highest defense, so would be better off being in slot 1. But if we don't kill this turn, the one at the end could take some big damage. We can't fuse with Vegito because we haven't lost enough HP. Because yeah, they do 2.7 million damage with their super. So maybe we should be putting the other one in slot 1. How much defense does he get when he gets hit? Yeah, because he doesn't have the damage reduction anymore because it's from the first 3 turns. Yeah, up to 150%, and we are on full HP. So he gets an extra, what, 400, well, about 500k-ish, puts him to 800k with guard. He's probably still taking quite a bit of damage from that super, so maybe we do have to do this. Alright, so we'll grab this. I'll get orbs for you, so you guys can at least try and do as much damage as possible. And then grab this for my Vegeta. Because hopefully post-super, there is a Goku on the rotation as well. So obviously the chance for them to get extra supers is there. So if the TEQ Vegeta in slot 3 does enough super attacks, then he should be able to tank relatively well. Or he might just kill him, which will be good. Because the more supers both the Vegetas get, obviously the STR Goku and Vegeta can get multiple supers and they have type advantage. But you can see, like, especially the friend one here that hasn't had a lot of build-up, if he's not getting crits, he's not really doing a huge amount of damage. So the chances of killing them here this turn, I think, have drastically gone down. It depends. I mean, these guys could get 4 supers and all crits, but that's a good start. But then, yeah, 5.1, I mean, even with crits, probably not finishing them off this turn. Yeah, no, that's nowhere near. They'd have to super like 10 times with that kind of damage. I also think we got stuck in a situation because the TEQ Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta got locked like straight away in an annoying slot. So he's not been able to transform on his next appearance. And now by not killing them this turn, I think he comes back on this next turn. Which means they're still going to be alive with barely any HP, which means he's not going to transform again, which is super annoying. Especially after I made that joke earlier in the video. Alright, so how much is Vegeta taking from this? It's probably still going to be a pretty decent amount of damage, I would think, but wow, yeah, 692k. Oof. Man. Yeah, this is a tough one. So, I mean, we've tried out a couple of different builds here with the Vegeta family team, or the TEQ Vegeta Saiyan Day team, I should say. We are... Well, I don't want this video to be super, super long, but Yeah, we'll maybe get like one more attempt in here if I can get to Goku and get to Frieza and 17 again. But so far we have not gotten to Goku and Frieza. Okay, so this run hasn't been going particularly well. However, I did come across one shining light, something I'd completely overlooked, and that is, of course, the fact that the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta currently has the temporary buff pre-anniversary. So he's actually really, really good. Tanks really well in slot 1. Obviously has the chance to counter a super. And the problem here is we are on very, very low HP. And he didn't counter the super, so he's just going to die straight away. I literally got all the way back to Frieza and 17, started the clip off by being like, yeah, I can't believe I forgot about Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. He's really good for this. And then he immediately gets me killed. So I'm just going to leave it there. Obviously, with more runs, I feel like I could get this done. But it has been multiple attempts, and I haven't actually gotten to Goku and Frieza a single time. A lot of that can be down to bad RNG, and unfortunately things like the rotation locking, which I will never stop talking about how much I hate that mechanic as long as they keep putting it into events. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. How would you build the TEQ Saiyan Day Vegeta team in order to most effectively beat Goku and Frieza? Let me know all your thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.